Listen carefully. Most men think asking a woman for intimacy is about the right words. They rehearse lines, strategies, and even corny pickup tricks. But here's the truth. Intimacy is not requested through words. It's invited through presence. A woman doesn't say yes because you strung the right sentence together. She says yes because of how you made her feel in that moment. And this is where men get it wrong. They beg, they push, they hint, or they try to manipulate. And what happens? The woman feels pressured, her walls go up, and her respect for you goes down. If you're a man of stoic strength, you don't chase intimacy, you command it, not with force, not with games, but with an energy that makes her naturally lean in. By the time I'm finished with this video, you'll know the psychological trigger that makes a woman want intimacy first. The stoic secret that makes you unshakable when she tests you, and how to ask without asking. So she feels like it was her idea all along. This is not manipulation, this is psychology, this is presence, this is masculine mastery. Let's begin. The hidden dynamic. Between men and women, when it comes to intimacy, women operate on a completely different frequency than men. Most men are visual. Desire can spark instantly. But for women, intimacy is not just physical. It is emotional, psychological, and energetic. If she doesn't feel safe in your presence, if she doesn't feel a certain pull of respect toward you, then intimacy becomes a negotiation. And the moment it feels like a negotiation, you've already lost. This is why many men fail. They're too focused on asking rather than being. The Stoics understood this. They taught that desire is not something you chase. It's something you magnetize through composure, strength, and alignment with nature. A woman is drawn to a man who is centered, a man who does not need her validation, who does not collapse under rejection, who stands firm like a mountain. Think about it. A mountain does not chase the wind. The wind moves around it. That is how a woman should feel when she is around you, that she is the one drawn in, while you remain unshaken. The psychological trick, revealed. Now here's the psychological trick. Don't ask for intimacy. Invite it. There's a subtle but powerful difference. When you ask, you place the power in her hands. You frame yourself as the one in need. But when you invite, you remain the authority. Calm, composed, and already complete without her. Here's how it works in practice. Instead of saying, "Can we?" or "Would you like to?" you ground yourself in presence. You make strong eye contact. You let your touch linger, not rushed, not desperate. You create an atmosphere where the invitation is obvious without being spoken. If you do use words, they're minimal and commanding, never needy. Something as simple as, "Come here." 2 words, direct, confident. She doesn't feel pressured. She feels chosen, and that changes everything. The Stoic frame, why this works. Why does this approach work? Because of what psychologists call frame control. In every interaction, one frame dominates. Either you are pulled into her frame, or she is drawn into yours. Weak men beg for intimacy from within a woman's frame. They wait for her signals, overanalyze her mood, and constantly try to guess if she's ready. But strong men establish their own frame. They move with calm authority. They don't demand. They don't panic. They simply exist with such composure that the woman feels her energy pulled into his. This is Stoicism in action. The Stoics train themselves to master their emotions, to remain unshaken in pleasure and in pain. When you embody this, a woman feels it. She feels safe because you're not frantic. She feels desired because your invitation is confident. And she feels curious because you're not begging. You're simply living from abundance. And here's the key. Women test men to see if their frame is real. She might resist. She might delay. She might tease. But if you remain unshaken, if you neither beg nor retreat, but remain calm in your presence, her resistance turns into attraction, because she realizes, this man cannot be moved. Stories and scenarios. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 men with the same woman. Man number 1, he asks, "Do you want to, maybe go further?" She hesitates. He gets nervous. He starts over-explaining, begging, trying to convince her. She feels turned off. Why? Because his energy screams insecurity. Man number 2, he doesn't ask. He doesn't rush. He maintains strong eye contact, closes the distance slowly, touches her hand with calm steadiness. He says, "Come here." She feels her heartbeat quicken. Why? Because he's in control of himself, not desperate for her. Both men wanted the same thing. But only one man knew how to invite instead of ask. Stoic discipline and desire, but here's the paradox. To master intimacy, you must first master the art of being completely okay without it. The Stoics spoke about this often. They taught that true freedom comes when you desire nothing outside your control, and this includes a woman's intimacy. If she says no, you remain calm. If she pulls away, you remain calm. If she tests your patience, you remain calm, because your value is not dependent on her response. This paradox is powerful. The less you need intimacy, the more naturally it comes to you. Why? Because neediness is repulsion. Abundance is attraction. When you radiate the energy of a man who is already fulfilled, women can feel it instantly. They sense that you're not chasing, you're not begging, you're not dependent. And that's exactly what makes them curious. Practical steps, the formula. Let's break it down into a practical formula you can use today. Ground yourself. Breathe deeply. Slow down your movements. Let your voice drop lower. Calmer. Eye contact. Don't dart your eyes. Hold her gaze with stillness. Let silence work for you. Physical presence. Get close slowly, without rushing. Touch lightly but confidently. Build tension instead of forcing action. Minimal words drop the begging, the pleas, the questions. Replace them with invitations. Come here, or silence. Silence is often more powerful than speech. Unshakable. Calm if she resists. You don't panic. You don't argue. You don't sulk. You remain composed, letting her feel that you are fine either way. That is the psychological trick in action. The power of absence. Another element you must understand is the power of absence. Intimacy is not just about physical closeness. It's about polarity, the dance of distance and pull. Sometimes the strongest way to invite intimacy is to step back, to not overtext her, to not chase after every signal, to give space where she starts to feel your absence. Because absence creates longing, and longing creates desire. When you can balance closeness with distance, when you can combine presence with patience, she begins to crave intimacy with you, not out of obligation, but out of genuine want. The Stoic masculine aura. Now let's zoom out. What does it really mean to be stoic in intimacy? It means you are the same man in all situations. Calm in rejection, calm in success, calm in chaos, calm in desire. This aura is rare, and because it is rare, it is magnetic. Most men panic at the first sign of rejection. Most men overcompensate with jokes, lines, or flashy gestures. But the Stoic man doesn't move. He doesn't change his energy to win approval. He doesn't collapse when tested. He doesn't rush the process. He remains steady. And because of this, intimacy with him feels like an anchor, safe, grounding, irresistible. Closing message, final Stoic lesson. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't ask a woman for intimacy. You invite her into your frame. You don't beg. You don't plead. You don't collapse. You radiate calm presence, strong energy, and an unshakable frame. This is not manipulation. It is mastery. Mastery of yourself. Mastery of your emotions. Mastery of your presence. The Stoics said, "He who conquers himself is mightier than he who conquers a city." And nowhere is this truer than in intimacy. Conquer your neediness, and you will naturally invite desire. Conquer your fear of rejection, and women will lean toward you. Conquer your own mind, and you will never again struggle with asking for intimacy. because it will be flowing toward you, naturally, powerfully, irresistibly. Remember, a king does not beg for attention. A mountain does not chase the wind. And a stoic man does not ask for intimacy. He embodies it. He invites it. And she chooses it. If this message resonated with you, then remember, true strength is not about controlling her. It's about mastering yourself. Apply these principles, and watch how your presence alone becomes the greatest invitation a woman has ever felt. Stay stoic, stay strong, and until next time, stand tall.